Hi, everyone, and welcome to my live. Today is day 8 of 30 plus days going live, and I'm excited to be here. I have some information I would like to share with you. Today, we're going to talk about what motivates you. And I hope that you have a pen and paper ready because I am going to give you some three basic strategies that you can implement right away. This is all about developing yourself, strengthening your weaknesses, but also strengthening your strengths. A lot of times, areas that you are strong in, people typically just kind of put them on the wayside and say, "Oh, I'm already good there," and they don't think to continue to develop it. But it's one of those, if you don't use it, you lose it. So you have to also consider your strengths. I see that Joshua Gabriel is in the building. Welcome in. How are you doing? And I see Olivia Love. Hi, how are you? Listen, I know I said I was going to try to go earlier, but I just had a lot going on this evening. And I said, I have to get it in. I know it's a little late, but I'm glad to see both of you here. And if you have not dropped down into the chat and you're just listening in, welcome as well. If you're looking at this in replay, then I'm happy to have you check out this information. So before we begin, I do want to invite you to this Saturday, which is going to be April 13th. And Marlene Motivates puts on dynamic empowerment conferences 4 times a year. And spring 2024, it is going to be Blossom into Your Best Self. And there's a few of us that are going to be having our I want to call it hour of power, but it's going to be about 45 minutes each. It's myself, Marlene Motivates. It's Boss Life Online, Pandy's Hair Candy, and more. Be Amazing Sylvia, Coach Mary Ma. And each of us have our own time slots, and we're going to go live on our channels. My topic is going to be the process of becoming. The process of becoming. So please set your calendar. I do have the link in the chat so you can grab it and send yourself a notification. Leave a comment too in the live, the scheduled live, so I'll know that you're going to be coming and that you were thinking about me during this time. But I'm excited for it. This is going to be, I think, my third or fourth empowerment conference participating in, and I'm honored that Marlene sees value in my content to invite me to participate. So that is wonderful. All right. So this is not going to be a long live. I do want to get some information in. And as you can see from this cup, do important things now before they become urgent. Again, the topic tonight is what motivates you. Now, I love. Um, okay, you're here for it. Yes, the eclipse was over already last several times with the earthquake. Remember that earthquake in New York, Joshua? That was just yesterday, New York and New Jersey. Was it yesterday? What day was that? It wasn't yesterday. It was Friday, was it? I think it was Friday. Yes, Friday. So a lot of things are going on with the earth. So we all have to, get right. We have to get ourselves right first, though. Yes. So I'm glad, Olivia, that you will be here on Saturday, and also just continue to tune in all week, all month. I'm going to be going live. So, coaching, and this is what I do: life coaching, marketing coaching, business coaching is all for the betterment of people. And coaching helps you move from where you are to where you want to be. So, a lot of times people are trying to move on their own, and they just continue to go in a circle and they don't understand why they can't get out. And sometimes it's really important to have that second set of eyes that is not really that familiar with you, but they have a different lens in how they are observing you or seeing how you move. Excuse me, I just have to take a sip of water. So even me, I have over 25 years of coaching, and even the coach needs to be coached. So I definitely have sought out coaching, executive coaching, to help, you know, help me through some of the weeds, help me strategize, and just do things in a different way so that I would not be moving in a way that was not going to serve my next level. So, for today, there are different areas in our lives that are weaker than others. And it's important to work out those weak areas to make them strong. And when you're working them out, you're being repetitious. You understand maybe what type of exercise, what kind of mental memory you're trying to develop, muscle memory. You're really trying to strengthen those weaknesses. And that could be in your life, in your relationships, in your body, your spirit, your soul. And also, you must continue to improve your strong areas so they don't get weak. Sometimes people are so focused on their weaknesses until, they just really bypass their strengths. They take the strengths for granted. And you can never take what's strong in your life for granted. You have to nurture it and don't neglect your strengths at all. And your strengths can be the people in your life, your loved ones, people that are there supporting you, and you just continuously run, 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 and you don't regard them. You don't say thank you. You don't take time to have those conversations, and they become weak. And then relationships become weak, and things start to fall off. So you don't want that to happen. And if you keep doing what you've been doing, your weakness will never improve. Some people say, oh, I know what I need to do. I need something that's going to work really for me. And it's really something that they're comfortable with. And everything that you are comfortable with is not always good for you. It may have been good for you at one time, but it's really time to evolve. It's time to take another point of view and maybe implementing that into your life to make the impactful change that you desire. Now, Albert Einstein once said that you can't solve problems using the same thinking that created them. And I found that to be very interesting because, it's almost like trying to lose weight. You say, "Oh, I'm going to, really do a crash diet next month. I've done that before and it'll work this time." And it doesn't. And sometimes you end up gaining more weight. It's like you keep thinking that all you have to do is do it one more time and it'll work. And when it doesn't, then you're frustrated. You give up. You feel defeated, depleted. So I have a couple of questions. Do you have chronic procrastination? Are you that type of person that knows what needs to be done, but you're not doing it? You know that tough conversation needs to happen, and you just keep putting it off and putting it off. You know that you have that pile of clothes over there in the corner, and maybe you just throw a blanket over it or you close the door. Do you have chronic procrastination? It could be in your relationships, in your personal life. It can be in your career. You may have a project that you're working on at work or at school, and you put it off until the last minute and the night before you are really trying to cram it in, and you're so frustrated because you could have done much better if you would have done it in a timely manner. The next question is, are you in different relationships but always have the same arguments? Some people look at it like, I always seem to pick the same type of person. And I thought he was going to be different, or I thought she was going to be different. And you find yourself in the same exact situation. You even sometimes may look up and say, I can't believe that I'm going through this again. And you have to wonder, is it me or is it them? The common denominator is you. So that's first of all, but you have to ask yourself that question. I see Olivia Love is saying yes. So it could be yes to that procrastination, or it could be yes to the, are you in different relationships but always have the same arguments? Either way. And the last question, do you feel like you're being held back on your job with no opportunities for growth? And a lot of people are, feeling that type of pain where, they feel like they're at a dead end, they're put into a box, they have no room for growth. And when that happens, they're always pointing the finger, saying what other people won't let them do, what they're not allowed to do, where they're not allowed to go, what they're not allowed to say or try. And they get so frustrated. They don't realize that they have to take account because maybe they need to develop, maybe they need to have more experience, maybe they need to really be good at developing a business case, a strong business case on why they deserve to be in that situation, instead of just feeling so defeated and just, coiling back into that same box that they were put into. I see Odom's Homestead has come into the building. Welcome, welcome in. And Slasher Chick, thank you for being here. I hope that you are also still on your journey of 90 plus days of going live. If you all hadn't connected with any of you that are in here, you all are amazing. Please be sure to do so. All right. So, if any of these sound familiar, then you are in the right place this evening, because we are definitely going to look into how you can comb through that. And so, the issue isn't that there are no solutions available, it's that the strategies you've developed to handle them don't actually meet your needs. Your needs are your needs. So you need to be very specific. You need to make sure that the things that you are developing are customized according to your needs. Sometimes you may speak to a friend and they'll tell you, "Oh, girl, please, when I did that," or, "all you have to do is this." That worked for them. That may not work for you. And if you put all of your energy in what has worked for other people, then you're still going to have the same results. You're going to find that you are procrastinating because you haven't found your groove. You haven't been authentic in the way that you are moving. And the only way you could be authentic is to be who you are, who you were designed to be, but being the best at who you were designed to be. And that doesn't just happen naturally, it definitely takes work. So, to get to the solutions that will meet your needs, you need to follow these three basic steps. So, now is when you really need your pen and paper. All right. So, the first step is you must identify your needs related to the situation and pinpoint where they are not being met. So, where are your needs not being met? If you are in a relationship, are your needs not being met due to lack of communication? Maybe the communication is not effective. Maybe you or your partner are not active listeners, where you're letting each other say what they need to say without interruption, and you're taking your time to respond. Maybe it's the way that you are asking, or for at work to get into a new project, or maybe you're waiting for that tap on the shoulder to be asked to participate in a new project or program. And that's what I'm finding too with people who are frustrated and disgruntled at work. They are expecting someone to tap them on the shoulder with an invitation. Invitations are not given. You have to create your own way. So, identify your needs. What are your needs related to the situation, and then pinpoint where they are not being met. All right. The second is you must investigate whether there are any beliefs that may be hindering your success. So, we all have different types of beliefs because of maybe the bed that we were bred in, maybe the way we were raised, the experiences we've had, the things that we've seen, the things that we've heard. And, I always say this: think about some of the things that may have been told to you as a young child, and they could have been wise tales or things that just have been passed down generation to generation. And you become grown up and you have other experiences in life and realize, what they told me was not so much true, was not really that true. Samora, who is a comedian, she had a comedy skit and she was talking about something like that, about what her grandmother said. Her grandmother didn't want her to deal with guys at a young age and told her she was going to grow a hump on her back if she did. And, just little things that you come to realize, no, that's not really going to happen. So you have to think about, what are those beliefs that may be hindering your success? A belief may be, oh, because I'm a woman or because I'm a man, they're not going to have a seat at the table for me. I'm not going to be welcomed. And that could be coming from you hearing stories of, oh, they don't allow these types of people to be part of the leadership or to be part of the decision making. And then you cut yourself short and you don't have that success because you believe that. And so, yeah, you don't want to have those beliefs that may not fit those situations to come up and for you to rely on them. Yes, you have to you have to look that one up, Slasher Chick. It was hilarious. Oh my goodness. And she was saying how there was a woman in the choir who had a hump in her back, and how she was asking her like where she get her shirts made or something, and she was going to join the choir so she can wear the choir robe. I thought that was hilarious. I see TWP Popcorn is in the building. What's popping? We are talking about what motivates you, and we're going through some basic strategies, some basic steps that I'm hopeful will, be helpful to all of you who are hearing the sound of my voice for sure. Yes, you have to find it. It is hilarious. So again, your beliefs, and that deals with your cognitive cycle. Sometimes your beliefs, they really pop up when you are in a stressful situation and you fall back on what's comfortable. What's comfortable is not always what's right, but you fall back on what's comfortable, and you might either fight, flight, or freeze in that moment. You might do something that may not support where you're trying to go, so you really have to be mindful when you find yourself in that type of situation. hmm And so Odom's Homestead is saying, for me, it was was blessing in myself, even when they told me I couldn't do it. Yes, yes. Even when you're being told you can't do it, you have to assess the entire situation. You know what you're capable of, and if you know you can do it and you can do it authentically, then you need to go for it. But you have to be able to really showcase and present your business case for it, to be able to say, no, this is why I know I am capable of doing it because X, Y, and Z, and make it make sense, not just to the people you're saying it to, but make it make sense to you. And that's again because it should be authentic, it should be true for you, the things that you say and why you can do it. Yes, and some people I know I see Slasher Chick is asking Odom's Homestead, did you use that for fuel? I know some people get very motivated when they told they can't do something. I remember back in the early 60s when my mother and father, my father always wanted to own his own business, and my parents had really been trying different types of businesses. They had a luncheonette, they had a delivery service, they had um just carpentry, and then finally they settled on the business that they had had for 40 years. But what happened is my father was, I want to call him an apprentice for the owner of that particular business, and he learned the entire trade. He understood the business of it. He was very eager, took initiative, did exceptionally well. And the owner was in the process of getting ready to sell the business. And she told him, and he knew she was going to sell it. And all along, my mother and father had been saving their money to purchase it. So he told the owner, well, we want to purchase this business. And the owner, who was a white Jewish woman, she told my father, this town is not ready for a black business owner. And instead of my father getting defeated, and from where he's from, easily, his beliefs could have told him, no one from where you're from owns a business like this. She's right. You can't do it. You're not good enough. You're a black man. She's right. You can't own a business here. But instead, he found another way. It added fuel to him, and he got a white partner, and he and the white partner bought the business together. My father purchased the business from that white partner several years later, not too many years, just maybe 3 or 4 years later, or maybe five, maybe three to 5 years later, he purchased the business, so he owned it outright. And he and my mother owning that business for 40 years. So sometimes it can be fuel, but if you let your beliefs seep in and paralyze you, freeze you, then you won't have the success that you truly deserve. Mm-hmm. Autocorrect, I know it. Yes, it can. It can push you to show that you can. Absolutely. So you have to understand A, what your limitations are, but also what your desire is, and fight for what you want. Absolutely. And the third is to decide how to modify your actions to proactively address those issues. So, your sometimes your actions speak louder than words. When you go ghost and you're nowhere to be seen, then you're nowhere to be seen. And how can people add you, include you, invite you if you're nowhere to be seen? Your actions speak louder than words. If you're not reliable, if you aren't creative, aren't innovative, your actions speak louder than words. So decide how you need to change your actions. Do you need to take more initiative? Do you need to network more? Do you need to increase your vocabulary? Maybe you need to read. Maybe you need to research more. What type of actions do you need to do so that you can be in position, so that you can be motivated to do your very best? All right. So now what I want you to do is to please reflect deeply on the areas where you feel stuck in life. And again, your areas could be in your personal life, it could be in your career, in your education, in your health, in your financial area, anywhere in your life. I want you to think about where those areas that you feel stuck. And then this is a great journaling prompt. So if you can put a heart in the comment section or in the chat, if you currently have a journal, I'm just going to leave it at that first. If you have a journal, put a red heart in the chat, and I'll wait. If you have a journal, put a red heart in the chat. All right. I see Olivia Love has a journal. All right. And if you don't have a journal, I encourage you to get one now. Maybe take a notebook, or I mean, you can absolutely use your phone or whatever technology device that you have, but I would prefer if you would take pen to paper so that you can write this out. It's something to putting that pen to the paper that really makes things more solid in your life. And so definitely, I want you to use this as a journaling prompt. Okay, so you're going to, this is an exercise, and you're going to write down at least 3 recurring situations that seem to happen over and over in your life. You're going to clearly describe each one to make them evident. And this will lay the groundwork for us to identify the necessary changes to achieve the outcomes you desire. So, what are those things, those 3 recurring situations that seem to happen over and over, no matter where you go, no matter what you do? it's almost like it's your shadow. You sometimes you may look around you, look up and say, why is this always happening to me? What are those three things? And it could be good, bad, or indifferent, you know? It could be something great. And people wonder, wow, you always seem to have, so much favor when this occurs. Or, what is that thing that you have so much favor in? What is that thing that frustrates you because you feel like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that this is happening again. So it could be good, bad, or indifferent. But what is that thing that happens over and over? And I want you to pick out three of them. And again, you're going to clearly describe each one to make them evident. All right. You're going to let those three things know, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you showing up in my life. I see you following me all up in my business. And so this again will lay the groundwork for us to identify the necessary changes to achieve the outcomes you desire. And we're going to continue with this topic, this theme for the next couple of days to help you break through. I hope everyone enjoyed this session. I did. Please, in the chat, if you could just put a nugget that you received from this topic this evening. What is your one nugget, your takeaway, your aha moment, the thing that you're saying, wow, it might have been something you've already known and it was just kind of reintroduced to you. What is that one thing? And I'll wait. What is that one thing? Is it the reflective exercise? Slasher Chick is saying, I am focused on changing my relationship with money. So I'll ask myself the three things that recur that I want to change. And that is perfect. And I'm glad that you put that on there because I also do financial literacy. That's part of my coaching as well. I always believe that you should have a healthy relationship with your finances, and that's understanding what they really are. So I will definitely make note of that. Thank you for sharing. I can share some strategies. All right. Anyone else? All right. Before I close, again, I want to invite you all to let me take your comment down, to the empowerment conference. And this empowerment conference, let me take this empowerment conference is going to be on Saturday, April 13th. And it's going to be right here on YouTube, so you can listen to it from the comforts of your home, your car, or whatever, wherever you are. And it's Blossom into Your Best Self. And Marlene Motivates is the organizer, the host. I call her the general manager because she puts everyone at the table and brings us together to come up with our own topic for the conference. My topic is the process of becoming. And I am excited to share that topic with you. My session is going to be at 3:15 p.m. We're going to have Marlene Motivates, Pandy Hair, Candy and More, Coach Mary Ma, Boss Life Online, Be Amazing Sylvia. And Marlene Motivates hosts these conferences 4 times a year. So this is going to be the second one for 2024. And I highly recommend you show up. I will have the playlist of or the run of the show of who's going and what time in their channel and their topic as well so that you can be sure to tune in. I do have the link to my live on Saturday at 3:15. It's at the top of the chat. If you'd like to go, you can um, ring the bell so that you will be notified when I do go live. Also, if you don't mind, when you go there, if you can leave a comment just to let me know that you're looking forward to it. And if you got anything, a nugget, if you enjoyed this live this evening, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you. All right, you're going to Tribe. Thank you. And so Olivia Lovett says, what works for someone may not work for you. Find out what works for you. Absolutely. Because trust me, you will have those friends that will tell you, oh, girl, please, you need to do it like this. Because that's how I did it. That's what my mama did. That's how she said. But that just might not be for you. That might not be your exact situation. So be mindful of that when you are receiving those types of advice. All right, everyone. I appreciate you for being here. I'll be live tomorrow at some time. This is day 8 of 30 plus, and I'm just excited to have come this far with it. Yes, and a shout out to Sunshine Films. Thank you for being here. I know it's sunshiny in LA, and so I hope you're enjoying your day. It was a beautiful day here in Charlotte. We did get out to see the eclipse, the solar eclipse, and it was definitely, an interesting event for sure. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, completed day 8. Oh, I'm so happy for that for sure. All right, everyone. I am Coach Sherri. And again, it's been my pleasure sharing this information with you. I hope you all have a wonderful night and amazing tomorrow. Do that on purpose. Thanks for tuning in.